Welcome to Out the Trunk with Jordan and Darius. My name is Darius. That's D's all up in your area on all socials.
And I'm Jordan. That's Jordy B. Writing on all socials.
This is our sports segment. While we still have sports to talk about, did you watch the Super Bowl?
Nah, when did that happen?
Oh, okay. Did you go out to watch the Super Bowl? I guess I should
No, yeah,
ask.
I watched it. I stayed at home. I stayed in to watch the game. I just like couldn't physically get out of the house on Sundays. I was like, yeah, I'll just stay home and thug it out like regular. But
Quick audible. So, for
yeah,
the listeners, we went out Saturday to watch UNC Duke. Great game, last minute
yeah,
buzzer beater.
great game.
Um, I started
Go
at
Heels.
6. Did you stay out after that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Oof, that's
I
probably why you
actually
didn't make it
honestly
to a Super Bowl party.
correct. Yes, I forgot that we got there so early because we never get there that early.
No, it
That
was
by the
like
time
four
by the
hours
time
earlier than usual.
Yeah, like by the time it was like really hit me, I was like, oh my God. Like I thought about today, I was like, oh, that's why I was dead.
Yeah.
Sunday.
So game tipped off about 6:30
Yeah,
and ends about 9:30, 9:45. About 10:15. I'm like, I've hit my like because when I go out, you got them
yeah.
3 hours. And I get 10. If those 3 hours end at 10, then the night's at 10. And so I swung by Wendy's, got me a Baconator, and
Nice.
ate that shit on the couch and watched in the middle of season 2 of Game of Thrones. But I was like, I know
Oh,
this
you're
dude
doing a
was
rewatch. Okay.
yeah. I watched like one episode every other day between pod responsibilities and things like that. But I just
Right.
had to know if you actually stayed out because man, that was because I mean we did 2 or 3 shots during the game, and
Yeah.
so God bless it. Anyways, Super Bowl Sunday, you watched at the crib.
Yeah, watch at the crib. Man, that so people were saying that this game let that Patriots Rams Super Bowl off the hook. I
Yeah.
I disagree because we actually did see some plays happen in this game. Man, but that was just a thorough, resounding, complete beating that
Yeah,
we saw on Sunday. Score was what 29-13. It really wasn't that
we weren't
close. It
that
was really
close.
more like it was really 22-0.
You could see Seattle's defense take the foot off the gas in the fourth quarter, and it was just kind of
Yeah.
like, it was like a party. Um,
Yeah.
that was the worst. The Drake May, that was the worst quarterback performance I've ever seen in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was horrible. The like literally the play the series every series was like blitz blitz blitz
Yeah.
blitz punt blitz 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 punt blitz blitz punt turnover.
Yeah, and like he threw an interception in the third quarter where I was like, okay, is he cheat? Is he point shaving? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
what
that
was
one pick I was like you were 15 yards away from where you were trying to throw.
Chris Collinsworth was so sick of this nigga. He was like, I don't know, man. He
No,
was
yeah,
like, he was like, I
he
got
threw
nothing,
the
man. This nigga sucks.
no. My favorite part was it was he was like they're getting a little bit momentum here. They kind of have the rhythm now. And then 10 seconds later, he throws the pick. And there's like 14 seconds of silence. And then he goes, I don't know what to tell you.
This guy sucks. I just
I
I
tried to
think
tell people it was the schedule all year, and niggas didn't want to listen to me.
yeah, I mean, but they're in the Super Bowl, right? So you only play the teams that you on your schedule, and
Yeah.
you get into the playoffs and you play the other playoff teams. And I mean, but no, I mean, I think Drake May will have a long, great career.
Me too.
But it's kind of like a lesson for all of us to just kind of, pump the brakes a little
Yeah.
bit. Because he was thoroughly outclassed. He looked like he was ready to go home.
He
Overly
did.
he looked confused. He looked like he was, no pun intended, seeing ghosts. And
Hmm.
yeah, I just he had nothing. He had absolutely no answers. He was god
Yeah.
awful. So it is what it
He
is.
just he just literally looked like a second year starter in the biggest game in
Yeah.
his life. Like that's what he looked like. I know there people are saying there was a shot he had to take to be able to play the game, shoulder. I don't know how serious that is, but if you're out there on the field, you got to perform, and he did not perform nearly as well as he had played throughout the course of this regular season.
Do you know how many players on that field got pain injection shots for the game?
Right,
Like this
correct.
this is their 20th game of football
This is the
this
last
year.
game of the year. No one's healthy.
Yeah, like I don't want to hear that. Like same thing with like Will Campbell and his like sprained MCL. Dude,
Yeah,
if you're
unless
hurt,
you're
don't
telling me it
play.
was torn.
Then you shouldn't be on the field.
Right.
I just I'm if you are on the field, I'm going to judge your performance like you're on the field. And I'm not gonna
Right.
if you are hurt, to a way where it's impacting. I mean, he literally couldn't block anybody. Then you need to get out of
Yeah,
the game. I don't know what to tell you.
yeah,
But if you're on the field, I can't. I'm not. You can't after the fact be like, well, I was hurt, and me be like, oh, well, like no, that's not how it
right.
goes.
It's like, nah, bro. If you're gonna be that bad, then you need to sit out or have limited snap count. I don't know, but like Shannon Sharp always says, don't ever put bad tape out there. If you think
Yeah,
you're gonna put up bad tape, then just don't play. 'Cause
yeah,
I mean, I get being tough and all that, but fuck that, because that tape is gonna reside. That's gonna live forever.
yep,
You know, yeah, they were on Get Up calling Will Anderson T-Rex.
yeah. Um, and then it's just so I think I said something similar before on here about the overcorrection in the media, where
Yeah,
we killed Peyton Manning when he came up short, and a lot of that was probably too much.
yeah,
We killed, Philip Rivers and
LeBron.
all those people, and a lot of that was too much and context and nuance. But I feel like we overcorrected some, where you can't get anyone to just say Drake May was bad on Sunday, like he was
Yeah,
awful, and it's just like, no, I mean these are still paid professionals. You're still Drake May isn't right now, but usually the quarterback is the highest paid player on the team. And yeah, they get an
right.
extra slice of the credit and they're going to get an extra slice of the blame. And Drake May wasn't good enough Sunday. He was god awful. He's the worst quarterback I've ever
He
seen
was
in the
not.
Super Bowl. And that just
Yeah,
doesn't,
that was.
I don't know why everyone's so afraid of saying that.
Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe because I think because the MVP vote was so close, they didn't want to look stupid, so they're trying to like retroactively justify what is a regular season award. Like he could have very well have been deserving of the MVP. He wasn't, but he could have very well been deserving of that and been trash in the Super Bowl. That does happen. But yeah, I think that's part of what it is. They're trying to protect the media tends to want to protect their own picks and shit like that. Um, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, he was. I mean, I did not expect him to be that bad. I was shocked watching that game. He was so bad. He was so bad. It just takes away from how good Seattle played, how well
Yeah,
Seattle played in the game, because we kind of don't know
if
if it
they're
was him
good.
or them. Like how much. Like yeah, I don't know. Like it was. I mean, Seattle's defense is great, obviously, but it's like seriously though, what would that have looked like against a real defense? Because Sam Darnold, wow, Matt Stafford shredded them 2 weeks ago, and then they looked like the 14 Seattle Seahawks the other day. So I don't know.
Yeah, but banners fly forever, and they're the Super Bowl
That's right.
champions.
In the words of Kobe Bryant, friends come and go, banners are forever.
you know, as someone who is goal driven and likes professional accomplishments, that's a little too much. Friends don't just come and go, not good ones.
They don't. Yeah, they don't. I remember. I remember when he said that, and Bomani Jones was like, "I think that you're just saying that because you have no friends."
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack there. We'll just leave it at that. We don't want to
Yeah.
disrespect the dead,
Rest in
but
peace. He didn't have the best social skills early on in his career.
no, or later on in his career,
Well, yeah,
uh, ever. There's, so
yeah. My favorite is like NBA players tell stories of him obviously bullying them,
yeah.
and then being like, "It was so competitive and great."
Well, if you want to be great, you're not going to make a lot of friends, and I get that, but
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
there has to be some balance. Friends don't just come and go. They're not fungible things that just move in and out of your life. That's a bit too far. But Super Bowl, did you enjoy the experience at home, or are you still a go out for the Super Bowl person?
Um, it's weird because the game was so bad. I almost was like, I'm glad I didn't like get myself hyped to go up, like to go out for this.
Yeah.
But in the same token, if I was out and the game was so bad, I would have had something to do because I wouldn't have been paying attention to the game. Um, so it's a 50-50. Yesterday it was just so cold and dark. I think I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay inside.
Yeah, I found that, and I get it. People, I lean towards being an introvert, but I'm not antisocial, and I get people. There are
Right.
fewer and fewer events that get people out of their house these days, and don't want to lose the Super Bowl. But to me, I go out for other stuff. But I just like I was out for UNC Duke, but I just
Right.
preferred the experience of the Super Bowl at the crib. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is about it. It's just you get to watch the halftime show. You get to hear the announcers. You always get the best
Right.
team. It's just good. So,
Yeah. Some of the
uh,
certain games I do want to watch at home.
yeah.
Like if it's a big game for my team, I don't need to be out in public. People don't need to see that behavior. I
Fair
thought
enough.
like when I thought about when I was screaming at the bar, I was like, yeah, I probably should have just watched that at home.
He'll do that, man. NBA All-Star Weekend, is it just dead?
Yeah, it's about like the Pro Bowl at this point.
How do we get these players to care again?
you
Because
I've
people
been thinking
like
about that.
it was an exhibit. It's always been an exhibition game. There's never been a lot of money in it.
Right.
But it just well, I asked you a question and started answering, so my fault.
Yeah,
What's your
well,
answer?
that's the thing. Because I've seen gone back and watched some of the older All-Star games,
Yeah,
and they weren't. I mean, the defense wasn't that much worse
yeah,
than it is now. So I think a lot of that is a bit revisionist history, personally. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think, well, for one thing, I miss when they used to wear their own jerseys,
yeah.
and then it was like the home whites versus the road colors. I always thought that was really dope. Um, I think I don't know what it is. I also just feel like there are so few stars now in the league. You know what I mean? Like 20 years ago, every like however the all 15 all-stars in the game, right? Per team. And 20 of them were household names.
Right.
And I feel like now those days are not. It's like if you ask, like I always view like people who are famous, like does your mom know who they
Yeah.
are? Like our moms know who LeBron is and Steph and KD. I don't think our moms know who SGA is. I don't think our moms know
No.
who Anthony Edwards is. I don't think they know who Bam Adebayo is. You know what I'm saying? So it's. I just think it's lost some of the luster in terms of just like the players themselves. Um, and I think that's what causes the fans not to be care as much. And then, I mean, I think we sound old and grumpy when we say it, but like the league, the players have gotten entitled and spoiled
Yes.
and been coddled a lot too. So there's that factor as well. Um, I don't know. I just feel like, and I also, you know what? I will attribute some of this to ring culture too. I think that's part of it. You can't have frivolous fun if you're so focused on making like telling players which ones matter, which ones don't, based on how many rings they have. So if you tell them that only the ring matters, then why would they care about some stupid game?
I just feel like that robs them of their own agency. They care because they're supposed to be competitive. I just ring culture has its issues. Okay, fine. But the idea that like, well, the players internalize that and therefore they don't want to try because then people will be mean to them.
Mhm.
That doesn't resonate with me at all. Um, I don't. I think it's hard to say one makes too much money because the revenue
Right.
splits are the revenue splits, but it is true that they make so much so early that there's not a lot of incentive to get them to do something that they don't want to do.
Yeah.
And like part of what All-Star Weekend used to be was like a chance to showcase yourself for marketers. But
Right.
you don't need that when you make $40 million a
Everybody has
year.
deals now.
Yeah, or not even that. Like you just your salary, your NBA salary. When
Right.
Charles Barkley made $3 million a year, the chance to double that with an endorsement deal was a massive increase to your earnings.
Right.
But an extra $3 million when you make 40 as a percentage just it
It's a
changes
waste
the
of time.
math, right? It's like,
Right.
when you make $30,000 a year, you would leave a job for an extra $3,000 a year because that's a 10% raise. But if you make
Right.
$300,000 a year, you're not going to leave a job for a $3,000 raise because it's a as a percentage of your income, it's just not worth it.
Right.
And so it's kind of the same thing where that same marketing money is there, but when it used to double their salary, okay, cool. You want me to do the dunk contest? All right,
Right.
bet. But you want me to shoot this commercial? Okay, cool. You need me to sign these autographs? All right, bet. But when you make 40 and now, you know, Coca-Cola's coming, hey, you want to shoot this commercial for an extra $1 million? Well, what's $1 million? Like I'd rather just do
Right.
this, like some people will do it, some players will want to do it, but like if you're SGA and you just don't feel like doing it, what's an M when you up
Correct.
50? Like,
That's the thing. 'Cause
it's
people,
different. You
yeah,
ask
I don't
me
think
would
people
I film a
realize just
commercial for
how.
for an M, I might dress up like famous or like Amos and Andy, like or step and fetch it or whatever. But a million
Yeah.
to me just is a way different. I mean, it would change my whole life, but a million to them, it's
Right.
that's like some
That's the thing too, because
irrelevant
they
amount
were
of
making
money.
so those guys were making so little money comparative to the time, like people like Michael Jordan's a billionaire, and that's just strictly because of his business deals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he probably made 60 to 80 million his entire career
Yeah.
on the court as a Chicago Bull slash Washington Wizard. If that, I'm being generous. And the rest of it was just royalties off the sneakers and all that stuff and Hanes and all that.
I got 40
So
pair of
yeah,
nigga shoes. He's up.
right, right, yeah, yeah, right. So it's
Oh,
those endorsement dollars really really matter. Now it's just it doesn't matter as much. Also, everybody's so hyper visible because of social media. It's like, okay, what do I need to promote the game for? What do I need to promote myself for? I can just post myself on Instagram, and it's just as effective as a commercial, if not more so.
I will
I also
say,
think,
go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, I also think because basketball has become a country club sport, I think that's a big factor too. Um, you got all these rich kids who are, grew up in Chino Hills, grew up
Yeah.
in, the Valley and so on and so forth with all these private schools and shit, you know what I'm saying? So what reason do they have to have a chip on their shoulder? You know what I mean? Like a lot of the NBA players talk about it now, the older guys, and this is the one time where they are right. They say, you watch certain guys play, you can tell where they came from.
Yeah.
Like immediately, like Kenny Martin, he was like, I watched Giannis play. I played with him his rookie year. I was like, oh, he's playing to get away from something. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I watched young LeBron play. He was playing to get away from something. Like you can tell when guys are like desperate to get out of their situation, and these guys aren't desperate to get anything or to get out of anything. And you see that on the NBA floor, and which of course that bleeds into the All-Star game also.
Michael Irvin's one of my favorite lines from him is
Oh yeah, yeah,
he,
yeah.
he said
Run this slant or run back to the ghetto.
right. Um yeah, it's part of what used to make the NBA compelling is that it sort of like borrowed from inner city black culture, and the kids just aren't from
Hmm.
the inner city anymore. They're not from poor backgrounds. And look, not wishing poverty on anybody.
Right.
But it did give the game sort of like an edge that is missing. I also think a big the hollowing out of journalism does impact our like when the players are so rich, they feel like they don't need media. They can do their own players tribunes that they're never interesting. And they don't do interviews, they don't do long form pieces. And so we don't know them anymore. Uh
Right. We don't know them.
we don't know them
They're,
anymore. And we only know
yeah.
them from their fit checks on Instagram. And while you might get a lot of
Hmm.
pages and views from that, um, you know, where's the, you know, 12-page Sports Center profile of Chet Holmgren? Like that
Right.
just doesn't exist anymore. Sports Illustrated profile. And so when you hollow out the journalism and you just have a handful of reporters doing national things, breaking transactions that would become public knowledge anyway,
Correct.
the sport loses its soul a little bit. So I just did want to mention that because I believe journalism, and this is wider than sports, is a load-bearing principle, and we'll miss it when it's gone if it isn't gone already. So.